Welcome back to the DRS zone. We are live, we are loud, and folks, the wait is finally over.
History. We are witnessing it right now.
The 2026 regulations, the biggest shakeup in a decade. They are here, the engines are on, and the new era of Formula One has officially begun in Barcelona.
But if you were thinking this was some big party, a celebration, you'd be very, very wrong.
Oh, not even close. Carnival is not the word. The vibe at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya today. It was a fortress.
It felt more like a military black site than a racetrack. Clandestine is the word I'd use.
Absolutely. We're talking heavy police presence, fans being moved away from the fences, ID checks just to get near the place.
The total media blackout, no official broadcast, no timing screens, nothing.
It felt hostile. It felt secretive. And that tells you everything about the stakes, right?
It tells you the teams are terrified. They know that one photo, one clear shot of a new part could cost them months of development. So they locked it all down.
But despite the blackout, we have the intel. We have the numbers. We had to hunt for it like spies, but we got it. And the headlines are, well, they're explosive.
A tale of two extremes, really.
Story number one, Mercedes looks terrifyingly fast. Scary, actually. And story number two, a total full-blown crisis at Williams.
One team ready to dominate and another team that hasn't even shown up.
We're going to cut through all that secrecy right now. We're going to tell you who is ready for this new world order and who is already panicking. Before we do, I have to state this clearly. This segment is part of our news coverage of recent F1 events.
All right, let's get into it. The Barcelona breakdown.
First, let's set the scene on this secret shakedown. This is day one. We're talking active aerodynamics, front and rear, and these new 50-50 electric and combustion engines.
Right, and seeing them on track for the first time, it's something else. These aren't just mock-ups anymore. This is real.
And in the visual of that active aero, I mean, talk about that. What does that actually look like on track?
It's startling. The whole car is alive. In the past, you had DRS, just the rear flap. Simple. Now, we saw shots of the Mercedes where the Petronas logo on the rear wing is hidden on the straight.
Because the wing is open, low drag mode.
Exactly. Then the second they hit the brakes, the whole thing just snaps shut and bam, the logo is visible again.
It's like the car is breathing.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's morphing mid-lap. But of course, the teams did not want us to see that. They cut the feeds, turned off the screens.
But the stopwatch doesn't lie, does it?
The stopwatch never lies.
Which brings us to the team that didn't seem to care who was watching. Mercedes.
The fear factor is real. It is palpable.
I mean, usually on day one, teams are tentative, right? And install a lap, back to the garage.
Check for leaks, grab a coffee.
Yeah. Not Mercedes. 9:00 a.m. sharp, the green light goes on. And who is first in line at the pit exit?
KIMI Antonelli. In the Mercedes. That is a statement of intent.
It's psychological warfare. It reminds me of 2014.
Exactly what I was thinking. They are here to show everyone they are organized, they are ready, and they are not afraid.
And the data. The data is just scary. We analyzed a stint from Antonelli on the medium tires. He was averaging roughly 1.23.
And a 1.23 might just sound like a number, but this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, so put that into perspective for us.
I went back. I looked at the 2025 Spanish Grand Prix, Free Practice 1, the previous generation of cars, at their absolute peak of development.
Right.
Antonelli was doing roughly 1.21s.
So, wait, you're telling me they're only 2 seconds slower?
Only 2 seconds on day one of a completely new, supposedly slower regulation set.
That's shocking. We were hearing these cars could be 5, maybe 6 seconds slower.
That's what everyone predicted. Sluggish, clumsy beasts. But Mercedes comes out of the box and is nearly on the pace of the last generation.
That blows that whole slow car theory right out of the water.
Completely.
Huh.
It suggests their simulation work has been just about perfect if this is their starting point.
Oh my God. And it wasn't a one-off. George Russell gets in, lays down a 1.18.61. Now, we know headline times are fool's gold.
Of course. Fuel loads and all that.
But the consistency is what matters, right? Trackside reports said he was attacking the curbs. You don't do that if you're not confident.
You absolutely do not. You saw no nervousness. He wasn't fighting the car. Mercedes came here to strike the first blow, just like in 2014. And I think they've succeeded.
Okay, so Mercedes is scary fast. But maybe the biggest shock of the day, for me at least, was the reliability across the board.
Oh, by far. This is the thing nobody saw coming.
Let's talk about the Iron Man of day one. Esteban Ocon in the Haas. Ferrari engine. How many laps?
Approximately 154 laps.
154. That is basically 2.5 Grand Prix distances. On the first day of a new engine.
It is absolutely unheard of. Let's just give that some context. Rewind to Jerez, 2014. Day one of the turbo hybrid era.
I remember that. Engines just grenading themselves.
Exactly. The driver with the most laps that day was Kimi Raikkonen. Do you know how many he managed?
It wasn't a 154, I'm guessing.
31.
31.
31 was the benchmark for a good day back then. Ocon did 5 times that.
Wow. That just shows you how far the simulation and the dyno testing has come. It's a different planet.
It really is. They've been running these engines 247 for months back at the factories. We expected smoke and fire. We got marathons.
And not just from the big guys.
Yeah.
Red Bull powertrains. Their first ever in-house engine. Huge question marks around them.
And they answered them. The whole Red Bull family, both teams, ran reliably all day. That's a massive, massive win for them.
Isaac Hadjar even set the quote-unquote fastest time with a 1.18.19.
Which, again, massive grain of salt. It's a glory run. But the fact the engine ran long enough to do it, that's the real story.
Right. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. We have to talk about the disasters.
Because while some teams were racking up laps, others were having an absolute nightmare. Let's start with Audi.
The big newcomer.
Yeah.
German giant, all the resources in the world.
Gabriel Bortoleto goes out, looks okay, and then nothing.
What?
Turn 11. 11:35 a.m. The car just stops. Mechanical failure. And he never came back out.
The whole rest of the day.
Gone. For a new manufacturer that needs data more than anyone, losing half a day is a disaster. It puts them on the back foot immediately.
And they weren't the only ones missing. Aston Martin.
Nowhere to be seen. They announced the car won't be ready until Thursday or Friday. They are voluntarily skipping days.
It just feels so risky.
It is. But if Audi and Aston had a bad day, Williams is in a full-blown crisis. This is the scandal of the week.
This is the story. Williams is not in Barcelona at all.
Not a delay. They aren't even in the country.
And intel we're getting on why is, it's really concerning. This isn't just a missing part. It's a fundamental design crisis. The car is reportedly way overweight.
Well into the double digits. We're hearing over 10 kilograms.
Whoa. Okay, for people listening, explain what 10 kilos means on an F1 car. How bad is that?
It's an anchor. A huge amount. The rule of thumb is 10 kilograms costs you about 0.3 of a second per lap.
So they're starting the season half a second down before they even turn a wheel.
Potentially.
Right.
But it gets worse. That's why they're struggling. The rumor mill is strong on this. They may have failed the FIA crash tests.
Not once, right? Yeah.
Reports are saying up to 3 times.
3 times.
And you can't run the car if it's not safe. So they're in a catch-22. To pass the test, you have to add reinforcements, add carbon fiber.
Which adds weight.
Exactly. They're already heavy, and now they probably have to add more weight just to make the car legal. It is a spiral of doom.
So just picture this. Ocon is doing 154 laps. Mercedes is doing race sims. And Williams is stuck at the factory in a simulator trying to figure out how to pass a crash test.
It's a catastrophic start to the new era. You just don't recover from missing the first test.
Just heartbreaking. Now, before we wrap, it wasn't perfect for everyone. We did see 3 red flags.
Right. Some teething issues. Franco Colapinto in the Alpines stopped at pit exit. A small fire scare, but he got back out.
And the Audi we mentioned.
Yep. Bortoleto's mechanical failure. And Liam Lawson in the Racing Bulls.
That one was minor, though, right?
Yeah, anti-stall at the pit exit, a glitch. But compared to the meltdowns we saw in 2014, this is a remarkably clean day.
So 1 day of running, just 1 day, and it already feels like the story of the season is being written.
It is. This era is going to be defined by preparation. The teams that did their homework are already flying. The teams that didn't, they're fighting for survival.
The haves and the have-nots of data.
And that gap, the gap between a team like Mercedes and a team like Williams, it might already be too big to close. This championship could be defined by who hit the ground running on January 26th.
That is a heavy thought. The engines are loud, the cars are fast, but the silence from that Williams garage is deafening. F1 is back.
And the drama is already at a peak. It's only day 1.
I can't wait. We are going to be tracking every single lap, every rumor, every crisis. You have to follow DRS Zone on all our platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We're dropping spy shots, data, updates as they happen. Do not miss day 2.
The development race never sleeps.
Exactly. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive. Stay fast, stay loud,